am Chantel Wesley. Today in our community course, we're going to be going over how to shampoo locks and how to tighten locks. I'm going to be going pretty fast, so just watch it again, rewind it, or send me a message, I'll answer your questions. So the first things first is supplies. For a lock head, depending on how much hair they have, typically people lean their heads over in the sink or tub to wash their hair. That's okay if it's not too much. Locks can get pretty long and heavy. If you're interested in doing this for business, you should find a way for the person to recline back. For me at my home, I just bought a new utility tub that's by the washing machine, and I put a shampoo chair in front of it. The washing machine utility tub was too high, so I cut it down, and I put the foam at Home Depot that they cover copper pipes with. I put that over the raw edge, and then I just lay a towel on top of that. The person reclines back in the shampoo chair in the utility tub, which is great. That big utility tub is very necessary if you're gonna be washing hair for people who have really long locks, if you're interested in business. But all these techniques that I'm teaching you, you can wash it any way you want to, just as long as you do these techniques. So you need exfoliating bath gloves. These come from Dollar Tree. These is all I use. I sometimes go online and look for cases, but ultimately never get them. They're $1.25 each now, so you'll spend $2.50 and get these. In the hair, we secrete, all over the body, we secrete a substance called sebum. The sebum is waxy, and it coats our hair and skin. It helps protect us. It helps keep the hair conditioned, prevent the hair from breaking. It helps the skin heal fast, all those things. However, when the sebum builds up too much, that's the stuff you see floating in the tub and shower when we bathe. It's a wax. So smooth, soft things usually don't scrub them off. Most of us have an experience where we prefer something to scrub our skin to feel clean, because that sebum is a wax layer. If you don't scrub it off, if you've ever dried yourself and seen rollies come up, that's the wax sebum that didn't get scrubbed off with exfoliating. Or you would probably want to switch your washcloth to something that scrubs more, or try these. I always have to use these after working out. I secrete way more, and I don't feel like anything gets everything off except these. So get you some exfoliating gloves. With hair, sebum will travel down the whole strand, coating it lovely. But with locks, the sebum, the root of the lock is straight, and then the lock begins. The sebum travels up and gets stuck here. Come closer. I don't know if I can show you from a distance. When the sebum travels up the hair and gets trapped, it's right here. You see that build up? That's wax. I'm unrolling her hair, trying to get to the top where the lock starts, so you can see. I see it the best here. It's a whitish gray looking color. So when you wash hair, if you don't have something to scrape the wax out, it'll still be there. So when you get done, you'll have all these whitish gray spots right at the roots. This is where it's the most challenging with washing locks. The gloves help. I tell people washing hair without exfoliating, washing locks without exfoliating gloves, or even afro hair, can get stuck. It's like washing a wax car. You cleaned everything, but it's still there. Now for black hair, it can take about a week to generate enough sebum to protect the hair, especially if you're dealing with afros. And most white hair, it takes like a day, and then it gets too much. So once they build the sebum, if they got black style hair, you don't want to wash more than once a month unless they're working out or they got landscaping or dirty jobs, they didn't cover their hair, then you have no choice. Shea butter mimics sebum, so anytime you have to frequently wash afro natural hair, shea butter is really great conditioner to help protect the hair, keep the hair strong, because with our hair, it dries out and gets brittle. and you don't want locks to be full of brittle hair. It'll break like leaves, you know. So I'm not sure what salons do, but for me, I just like to use and wash. So I'll use the cape on you, then I'll throw it in laundry. New cape on, throw it in laundry. And so I'll just have a day's worth of capes to go through and just wash everything at the end of the day. However, the shampoo capes were made of that harder shower liner material, and it would rip in about 3 weeks doing that. So I switched to the nylon shower material. If you guys are familiar with shower curtains, it's like a water resistant, and then I'll just add a towel for extra protection. That fabric lasts, it's been years, so you can wash it all the time without no trouble. Let's recline your head back. So you're gonna have to come closer to see some of the techniques. Now listen, he got this water, girl. I don't know. Oh, soap or shampoo. I use the natural African raw black soap. This is raw uncut. They ship it to you in bricks or bars. I have a video on my channel that converts this to liquid. Sometimes whatever the weight is in the bar in ounces, I'll add that many ounces of water in a mason jar. It takes about 24 hours, shaking it every once in a while and letting it dissolve. And then I pour it through cheesecloth because this is made with burnt plants and burnt bark. It's a natural charcoal soap. And sometimes all the pieces don't burn all the way down, and that might be charred, burned pieces in this bar. So we tell people don't rub it directly on skin, because if there's a charred piece, it can scratch, micro scratches. You'll feel irritation and don't know what scratch you because it's too tiny. And even on my gloves, I like to rub it on my gloves to rub it on their scalp, or I'll rub it on the ends of the hair where I know I won't harm any skin. So this is the soap I like to use. So we're going to start with, I want to mention a detox. I don't have it today. Watch the video and see it. I sprinkle the hair with baking soda first, and then I pour the apple cider vinegar directly onto the baking soda and clean the hair like a shampoo. Every technique I'm going to show you now, do it with the apple cider vinegar and baking soda first because I forgot it. So you rinse the hair. What's the temperature like?
It's okay.
It is?
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold.
It's not warm.
It's not warm at all. Maybe they get warm. Oh, here.
Oh, yeah.
That was the pipe. Look at his face. He was like,
He's
make
like,
the water hot. So you start by just wetting the hair. If you ever played with sponges, you gotta squeeze the locks to help it absorb water. And I'm gonna lift it up. Gotta use gravity. Just gotta run out from the top. Oh, there we go. You feel it? There we go. Drain later. So, after you saturate the hair, rinse it, squeeze it to get it nice and wet, that's when you're gonna baking soda. I put my baking soda in like an empty seasoning container to help sprinkle it, but however creative way you want to. I just use some Arm & Hammer. Sprinkle the baking soda all over the locks, and then once it's sprinkled with all the white stuff, then I take the apple cider vinegar. Use regular apple cider vinegar. There's an apple cider vinegar that says with mother. The mother pieces get stuck in their locks, so don't use that. I learned that the hard way. Like, ooh, organic with mother. And then I'm like, oh crap, I'm trying to do this, like freaking apples in your hair. So don't do the mother, just do regular. After that, you scrub the scalp, the locks the way I'm about to show you, rinse, and then do shampoo. That helps break up, that helps break up that sebum, that wax. It may not all come out, but it definitely loosens up a lot of the buildup. It can be product buildup from petroleum and mineral oil. Mm-hmm. I encourage lockheads not to use mineral oil or petroleum oil-based products because they don't absorb into our skin or hair, and they coat like sebum and just build up. And it can make the shampooing process way more difficult. She's a customer. I washed her hair, so I That's why it was hard for me to find it. When you get it out completely, it won't be so much, but in the industry, no one washes hair the way I'm showing you. They wash locks like hair. They don't treat it like a sponge, and they don't do this at the root. That's the biggest difference between me and most of the industry. I take the root and do this with the gloves to scrape that stuff out. Everyone else is like, what is this? White stuff all over. It didn't get clean like when you do it. I'm like, sorry. So, black soap is very, what do you call it? Lathery. I don't know how to wash this thing. So, a soap up. I apply and saturate because the hair acts like a sponge before I start the cleaning and scrubbing. Like when you do it here, it just takes a couple steps for locks. I like this, Elliot. That's my son, Elliot.
He's working hard.
A senior in high school. Yeah, we never used this type of unit. We were wondering how to teach this.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? Well, he secretly wanted his hair done. He was like, "Oh, you gonna do her hair?" I was like, he looking crazy. I'll do it. I'll do your hair at home. So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'll just describe it. After I apply, because the neck is rested and difficult to get to, I like to start back there, scrubbing the scalp. Use the balls of your finger to press, not the nails. And you can scrub on that. If you have these gloves, they love it. It feels like scratching.
It does.
They don't know that I'm not scratching. When I tell them I don't use nails, they're like, really?
I can't tell.
It feels like nails. So you don't need nails to get the scalp sensitive. You don't need to. If you do use nails, that you'll most likely scratch it. If you have a customer with lots of cuts in their scalp, that means they have an itchy scalp problem. And most itchy scalp is because of dryness. So you may talk to them about their hair routine, what they use, and suggest some things. The problem with locks is because they're a sponge. When they oil, the dry lock sucks it up like a siphon. So the scalp gets nothing. The lock keeps drinking it. And they're like, I don't know what to do. Just hydrate your locks, misting it with water, so it's full of water droplets. So then when you oil your scalp, it doesn't pull everything off. That's a trick for lock heads. Unfortunately, industry doesn't teach them how to care for their hair. They just do it. So, okay, you can lay your hair down. So I take the balls of my finger and scrub. When I do the sides, I have to do the same way. I'd be using my thumb to kind of keep their head from going crazy. It's almost like you want to scrub, but not make their head go all over. So you can do what you have to do and see how they move and hold it if it moves too much. I know the up and down I can do here, the top and the middle and the back. I can't do it because I'll just make the head do that. I have to do the same on the sides. That's just tips, but whatever you need. Once you scrub the, hold on, can't get that cushion higher than I want. Oh, shoot.
Sorry, I lift up off of it a little bit.
Okay, you can go high, I'll do the scalp a little. After you scrub the scalp, you want to take the locks, and like I did in the back, you couldn't see, I'm rubbing like this. It's like from the root to the end, just because that waxy substance, I want to scrape it up and scrape it out. Cleaning locks are like cleaning sponges. They kind of get clean from the inside out. Sometimes the person can look clean because everything's inside the lock. After the first shampoo, it'll be worse because everything would have floated to the surface. And the locks can also act like a air filter, collecting a lot of dust. Teaching them, if you rinse the hair and it looks like sand in the water and that first rinse, you can suggest covering the hair, ask them about their lifestyle, cover the hair when they work or cut grass. And then you can also suggest misting the hair with water. Misting the hair with water keeps the locks the cleanest. I have customers that wet their hair daily didn't get a shampoo for a year, and when I shampooed it, they still had no sebum. It was still clean, because it's like the water filled up the lock, pushing in a little dust, and it can't collect dust. The sebum that they would have had kind of gets rinsed away. And it's all, because when it comes out, it's watery, like sweat. And if you missed it at that point, you spread it thin. It's on us now. It's normal. Your skin looks good with it. But if it, you just don't want to, okay, you ready?
Mhm.
This water is so perfect, like,
It is.
oh, I see it. It's a pinch in my nozzle. Pinch. That's why it just came out and then stopped. I got it.
This was cool.
Is your hair afro?
Yeah,
I just realized that.
yeah, I just took the braids off.
Oh, okay. Just popped in my head. I was about to say, everybody in here cussing. But I looked at you like,
Yeah.
where's your braids?
Yeah, I just took them down, 2 days ago. I had been for a month. And I, checked it. The flakes still barely coming up.
When you rinse, you have to squeeze, because it's like sponges, to get everything out. Oh, it's going out good. I was about to say, when does this water gonna start coming out?
Oh, yeah, you gotta pull it, the look man.
For what?
It was,
No, it's open. I see it filling up now.
Okay.
I got Elliot here. I feel bad, Elliot, because I forgot Julian was working, and oh, I gotta do it for his ankle. Honestly, I told you, I was like, I can't lift this or that myself. Oh, there it goes. Oh, let me twist it.
I was gonna say, do you want me to hold it?
No, it looks like I have to untwist it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what. Let your hair back down. Do as much as I can without it putting you up too much. I'm glad you don't got a hoodie on right now.
I meant to take it off anyway though.
I hope watching helps. When I get to tighten, I'm definitely gonna do more hands-on.
Yeah, I don't mind you guys touching my hair. You guys.
I'm gonna show you, in the industry, they usually do what they call palm rolling. Have you heard of it? How familiar are you with Locs? You did any research already? Huh?
Yeah, she just did it.
Yeah, palm rolling, that's what the industry does most of the time on average to tighten and manicure locks. I do a palm rolling and wrapping technique. So, the wrapping technique is the part that I think makes my locks the most different from the average in the industry. I'm a crafter, arts and crafts. So when I came to the hair world, especially when you learn it on your own with God, you just kind of like doing what you know to do with strings from crafting. And that's why a lot of what I do is different. Because what I do, the hair industry do, the crafting industry do, like when we were doing Tizillions, I did what, let me show you this stuff over here. So when you wrap in the hair, the locks, these can be long sometimes. So you do kind of like the African scarf wrap, where they just start at one end and just keep going around, snug at the base, flat, until the ends. And it creates a tube for the locks. I have customers who hang beyond this, and I'll get an addition towel to wrap around there. And so let's turn your chair straight. Thank you so much. Time in for that shampoo. How do you feel?
It feels great. Look at all of that that came off. My hair was dirty.
Girl, this stuff can look like different shades. This is not dirty to me because I've seen things that look like mop water.
Yes,
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you were a scalp infection, that's scary. You're gonna want to glove up, mask up. Some people have scalp infections And the doctors just like cut these off and want to treat your skin, usually from an allergic reaction that caused the inflammation that they ignored, and then they get infected and it's pussing. So when they go to their doctor, this happened about 3 times. It wasn't for me. It was because they had an allergic reaction to some hair dye. It happened all at the same time. I knew that the place they went had counterfeit hair dye because you got the same dye you always use to cover your gray, and it's never giving you an allergic reaction. If you use it all the time, the bottle didn't change the way they write their label, and all of a sudden you're breaking out, it's most likely a counterfeit. And unfortunately, a lot of the local beauty supply stores sell counterfeit hair products. That's why when it comes to chemicals, I prefer something like Sally's or Walmart or anybody that's not. When it comes to salon quality, I'll go to Sally's. If it's over the counter, it can be any CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Sally's. It just cannot be the Asian owned ones, because I've caught every local one doing counterfeit myself. So I tell people to be safe. It's hard to tell which one is and when it's the real one. The best way to tell if it's not counterfeit is if they scan the barcode on the product. If they scan the barcode that the company put on the product, they have a legal right to sell it, and most likely it's not counterfeit. If they put a sticker for in the store scan, then that's when there's no way to tell. The company does not know that they are selling it if they don't scan their barcode. So it could be counterfeit. So, and at the Asian beauty supply stores, almost all the chemicals have a sticker put on top of the original barcode. They say, oh, this is just for our internal scan system, which is real. People do use that in business. It's just, if I go to the website and say, hey, does this company have your product? If they didn't ship it to you, I don't want to buy it. Not with chemicals. So let's go back to hair. So drying locks, chin up a little. Drying locks, you want to rub the scalp first. You can squeeze to get the excess water out the locks, but all the drip comes from rubbing the scalp. Now you have a unique thing that showed up I want to show you. You got to come closer. Work because they didn't dampen first, and they didn't know that was for sealing and not for like lotions, and oils are mostly sealing oils, or lotions have the oils in it that seal. There's not hardly anything with fat to moisturize and condition. Shea butter is the highest moisturizing content as far as natural products go. And a lot of companies will use them to add moisturization to the lock. So pretend I conditioned all of this. I'm gonna wait till my second here and do it for real, okay? Oh, I seen that light, and oh wait, I missed something. Where did that come from? So I start in the back. He's coming with clips. I start in the back, and I take the lock, I twist it. Oh, locks are twisted counterclockwise to the left. I know the entire industry says the right, but they're wrong. Don't tell them I said that, because I'm trying to collab with these ladies, and I don't want them to think I'm judgmental. I'm hiding it, like politics. So, human hair coils naturally to the left. You can train it to do anything, but if you left it at B, it coils to the left. When you twist to the right, what happens in the industry is, if I twist her to the right, it will come undone faster. It's a trick to make you come back faster. So if you sit in the shop like, oh, I'm gonna do it like the shop do, you don't know that they're doing it to make you have to come back. If you do it properly, they may not come back for 6-8 weeks compared to 3. So they'd rather you come back every 2-3 weeks instead of waiting some 4, 6, or 8 weeks. So I'm twisting to the left. I take the section of hair I want. I gently massage it so that it feels like straight hair. You don't want it to feel like a wad of curly hair. You want to smooth it kind of straight, pinch it, and twist it counterclockwise until it's taut, not tight. The difference between taut and tight is, you know, leggings that you can pull up and let go, and leggings that won't move off your skin. Sometimes there's frizz. It's not a lot on her. Sticking out. You're gonna wrap this frizz around on top of itself. Like if you took a yarn and wrapped it around your finger on top of itself a bunch of times and cut it. It'll be tight and it'll stay, no knots. That's what we're doing here, wrapping. You wrap, not much wrap here until there's no frizz hanging, and then I palm roll to finish. He's coming with the clips, and then I will clip it to hold it. I don't use gel. However, I did find one. There's a couple of gels I used to use back in the day. There are some nice lock gels on the market. I've used some and I like them, but my salon is all natural. So we don't use any over-the-counter products, only natural raw. So I do this with just shea butter and water, and I'll do that and clip it. And the wrapping technique keeps it like so. You almost don't have to use a clip. The palm rolling technique doesn't wrap, and the risk of, I don't know if I can, if it pops back loose because you didn't seal it with that wrapping. So palm rolling will also make you have to come back faster. There is some hair texture that you can palm roll in the same spot. Technically, you just keep making the frizz go on top of itself. That is, some people's hair can't do that. Not all hair texture. It has to be something frizzy like, and the kind of hair that has a high lockability. High lockability means the hairs grab each other a lot compared to smoother hair. Don't grab each other a lot. So when you look at the hair microscopically, there's pieces that stick out the side of the strand. People who have hair that has more pieces sticking out the sides of the strands have higher lockability. The strands grab each other, they get stuck, they tangle, they knot. So how well the hair lock is related to that feature. It has nothing to do with the curl pattern. There's people with really tight, see how her hair is wavy? Her hair locks good though. There's some people with really tight coiled kinky hair, and it's smooth. We can run our hair through their afro, like, and then there's other people with straighter hair, you try to run your hand through it, it gets stuck. That's what I mean. So, I'm gonna continue to elegant hair. You grab all the hair, I smooth it. Smoothing her hair straight is easy. Some people are so kinky that I'm just rubbing curls, so I would have to take a comb and just comb it straight at the root, just to pull it straight, because you need the hair smooth to start that initial wrap to help keep that nice and tight. Then you're looking for frizz. I literally pull the side to see what comes out, and I wrap it on top of itself, and I just keep doing it. Once I get done with this piece, I kind of move down a little until it feels like I have no frizz to wrap or grab. Because mature locks, her locks are young, these are not mature. They're puffy and frizzy on the bottom compared to mine are smoother and less frizz. My locks are mature. It takes 3 years for full lock maturity. Everything under 3 years is considered baby locks. So this, over time, will get smoother and tighter, and she will have no frizz. So when you're doing this, looking for frizz, it's frequent to run out just a little bit from the top. Because all this, especially if you're doing my hair and it's mature, all this is smooth and really doesn't need you to do anything. You're just doing the loose part. The reason this is frizzier and looser is because it's always new hair growing. It takes time for a lock to form. And by the time that lock forms, you would have grew more. So the roots stay straight. Hair that's too straight, this is the max you want to see. If a person's root is longer than this, they need alternative locking techniques. So you would need to get a latchet needle and do a interlocking technique. Interlocking is when I do the same thing. Now I take my electric needle, I'm gonna go through the root, grab the end, and pull it through. Pull it out to the right. So if I go in this side and pull it through, the next one going from the top, I'm going to the left in a counterclockwise circle. I keep going in and pulling it through until this will braid upon itself all the way to the scalp. And then I'll do the same wrapping, palm rolling, and that interlocking is necessary because their hair does not have a high kink ability. You would start their locks with a crochet. Today we're not talking about starting locks. We're talking about just tightening them. So the thing about locks, the loose root will stay the same amount. Because by the time she grows some, it locks. So if it was 6 months, it would still be only this much loose because it would have locked on its own. You can kind of tell it locked on its own because without us tightening it, it locks fatter than it does. So if she neglected for enough time, it's just gonna look like this size lock and probably a little bit fatter piece of lock, and then the same. This root doesn't change. I mean, it changed from person to person because each person's texture is different. But whatever you see, that's usually all the loose hair they'll have. That's the lovely thing about locks. Now you can't. Thank you, son. I need some shea butter. Oh, you didn't see my box? My voodoo cake with all my products and everything in it. It don't matter. I got shea butter. The other stuff was in case a braider showed up anyway. Oh, thank you. What's that?
That's my crown oil.
I'm about to say, I've been sold out of crown oil for a few weeks. Where'd that bottle come from? So this is shea butter. This is a raw shea butter. Let me get a sample I can give her to taste. Thanks. This is a raw shea butter. Oh, give me another one. 2 people, I'm sorry. Daughter's soldiers. So this is a raw shea butter. You can use it for your skin and hair. Well, you might not like it on your hair because it's too heavy. Yeah. But it's great hot oil treatment if you wash your hair.
It's good like for your face and stuff?
Oh yeah, your skin. It helps with eczema and psoriasis and especially Michigan dry skin. So just messed up everything we did just because you need oil. Hold on. I'm gonna fix it again. I got you. My caboodle wasn't under that? Oh, you forgot about the caboodle.
It probably was. Everything's a box, ma.
Yeah, it is.
Got the square,
My life
so
is like that.
everything we had was square, so I just kept looking at the box like I don't know.
Man, it seemed like my whole life is organized because of square units.
Yeah.
And cubbies and containers. I'm just getting this back row.
So do you make this?
Kinda, if you want to say that. Africans make it.
I mean, it says it's artisan made in small
yeah.
batches, so.
Yeah, they, the shea butter comes from Ghana.
Okay.
And the black soap.
So
I get it in bricks.
Okay.
So I don't technically, my processing doesn't change the rawness. I just melt it down, filter it to cheesecloth, and when they make it, it's a really hard shea nut. But there's 2 proteins in shea. One is really big that acts like the sebum for protecting. One is really small, like coconut oil, and absorbs straight in. And if you pour it a certain time, when you heat it and stir as it's cooling, you have to let it cool all the way to a certain point before you pour it to keep those 2 fats separate so you can have a creamier. Without that technique, it just the big molecules and smaller molecules kind of clump together, and you have more of a harder shea with pockets of cream, kinda. And so that's all I do is to keep it all blended because how the way they make it. So I don't technically, they make this shea butter from shea nuts in Ghana, West Africa.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that part.
I guess
I ain't cracking no coconut. Yeah, but
I take a lot of work.
right, but I do buy it in bulk bricks.
Uh-huh.
There's some local suppliers that have some nice ones, and I go to Etsy. It's a supplier I have online at Etsy that's nice, in case your guys are interested in making products. I do encourage at Christmas time make gift sets. You could even whip shade in different scents and give them out to family and friends. They love artisan created beauties products. Yeah, and make some extra money. When you do hair, it's important that you create other forms of income, because hair is kind of like, I tell people, similar to like, wow, I only can reference what I know. I used to work in the kitchen. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner rush, and it's kind of dead in between. And through the year, your business can have seasons like that. Like, let's say if you sold Christmas trees, it's kind of dead until it's time, and you don't want the Christmas tree to be your only business if it's not enough Christmas trees to sustain you a year. So when you have a hair industry, selling what your customers need helps you generate, additional income, besides just the hair. Now, I do encourage you to try to keep the same market. What that means is that if you have hair customers, you didn't bring the whole bucket. I'm trying to remember, telling myself, remember you don't have everything. I was about to get a rubber band and clamp for her hair, but.
Rubber bands on the side from.
So,
You have some of these on the side of your.
Oh, let me get that too.
Okay.
That then, thanks.
Here. You want to see if there's any clips in the box?
No, this would be enough.
Okay.
I just wanted to,
Hold
you
it.
could put an individual clip on each lock. I don't like to use clips just because I be going fast. I will just usually use little black rubber bands. After I twist it, I do this to keep it neat, and I'll secure it with a rubber band. Usually I just use the little black ones for temporary. So then when I'm done, they may have sections like this, and then they'll dry it, and then when you take it off, it'll stay like that. This stays like this from the dryer compared to the way it was before. Depending on the customer, some customers don't like this finish. They like the natural finish, the one I did with no clips. And some people don't want any finish. You just have to force them. You have to force them to get their locks tightened, even if they don't want their hair tightened, once every 3 months. Because I wasn't supposed to do this part. You're supposed to come in here. I was supposed to step to the side. That was the point of the rubber band. Because of the growth cycle, when you shed out hair and a new one sprout, after 3 months of doing that, each time they shed out one, your locks letting go. And after a while, your locks start to hang by thin pieces, and they can break and fall out because of neglect. So you have to encourage people who think that they can do nothing. They can't. And those new hairs that sprouted, they'll start growing individual baby locks on their own. And usually a person who practices the neglected lock lifestyle doesn't have locks longer than their shoulder, because it would have broken out and the new baby one would have took over. So make sure you tell your future customers. This technique is it's called a 2-strand technique, but it's used across the industry for lots of styles, not just locks, braids, kinky twists. We all use this technique. So you take the 2 pieces and you twist them the same direction. So us to the left, and you wrap to the right.
That's what I did.
Yep, that's how you do it. Twist to the left, wrap to the right. Twist to the left, wrap to the right. Twist to the left, wrap to the right. I'm gonna go faster to just show you. If you are doing it properly, you create a twist that locks against itself. It's easy for me to test. So when you let go, it doesn't untwist. If you let go and it untwists, then they may get relaxed spots that can gap or loosen. I don't know if you've ever seen a girl girls' hair with 2-strand twist, and it kind of droops or relaxes, like it starts to split apart a little bit. It's not as tightly twisted as it started. That means they wrap 2 straight pieces around each other instead of twist, then twist. That's all, and that's what can happen. It can just relax open. And you can test if you did it right. I want to see you do it. Oh, go ahead. Twist your 2 pieces and then double twist them together down to the tip and let go so I can see how they keep. So the hair industry world, for me, you map out the value of your time. It's hard to talk about industry standards because the standard price changes from city to city. The value of your services can be more in some places and less in others based off what the community is willing to pay for that service. Washing locks, as for me, I don't know if I'm the cheapest anymore. I'm not cheap, but I stopped inflating and others didn't, so some people are responding to me like, man, how much are they charging out here? You guys acting shocked with my prices. Why I'm the only girl at this price? But I know my customer base will stress out if I raise the price. Everyone's so stressed. So I just had to stop inflating. And it wasn't hard for me to not do it. I just paid off my house. And even I knew paying off the house was coming soon. So I felt, wow, I know since the stress and my bills are decreasing. So, and, okay, girl, you got it.
Okay.
You see it
So,
from there?
so you have to
You
be,
have to see it.
do you have to be licensed?
Oh,
Or is this-
legals. Yeah, well, sorry.
I'm just saying, so this,
No.
but this is not, you're really not.
Well, she.
Oh, look at that girl, you did that.
So for this.
She already, you felt, look, you shake your head, I mean, you feel the same thing. When they feel the same as me, you're on point. So,
Be her.
in cosmetology, in Michigan, you doing hair in Michigan, right? So in Michigan, the cosmetology law book requires a cosmetology license for chemicals. They have a section in the book where they say if you're doing these things, you don't have to have a license.
Okay.
So that list is everything natural hair. Braiding, weaving, wrapping, locking, twisting. It's a list of those things, which is what we do in the natural world or weaving world. So as long as you're not doing cuts and colors or barber stuff, anytime you put in a sharp tool to somebody's head, they want you licensed. If you're putting chemicals on somebody's skin, they want you licensed. This stuff is no chemicals. You're not allowed, you have to make sure, there's a list of products that you can buy over the counter that are only for licensed cosmetologists, even though it says that it's things we use. Like there may be we don't use spritz and locks, but let's say you have a weave, and I'm putting weave in and curling hair. I can't use the spritz that says on the back of the product for licensed professionals only legally in my salon, because I'm not a licensed professional. Now, we can buy it. They sell it to us because we can use it at home. But in business, you can't get caught with that in your shop. So for natural hair, if you're doing locks, braids, weaves, crocheting, twisting, wrapping, all those lists that they put in the cosmetology law, but they don't print the law book anymore. It's only online for download on the State of Michigan website. And you can do this without, the only thing they require is requirements. They only require that you do hair in a place that has a kitchen sink to keep the utensils and hands clean. That's the only requirement. That's why I've been able to run a business from home with a daughter I couldn't put in childcare, because I was able to legally do natural hair. So that's all the practice we need today, unless you want to do some extra or you have some questions. If you do decide to do this legally, I do encourage getting an LLC, and do I have a paper in there from the Small Business Day? Can you pull that out for me? It's on my YouTube channel. We recorded it the first class, talks about the legal businesses and things like that. If you do decide to do hair legally, I encourage you to get an LLC and a business account right away, because the transactions, the money that we earn in the hair industry, the frequency of the daily deposits and transactions earns us business credit faster than most industries. And working under the table, the business credit is only beneficial or needed if you want to grow. And even if you have personal things you want to do to grow in, the business credit can even help you in your personal life, even if you don't want to do much more with, like, you don't have to get business credit and get a shop. You can get business credit and get yourself the things you want in your life. Business credit is paid back slower with different interest rates, and the debt won't be against your personal accounts. So, but I do encourage the, so you have these. There should be 4 sheets. Time management is
This was all from first class.
it should be 4 sheets. It's 4 sheets. It's 5 sheets.
Oh, these
It
are.
doesn't look in order.
Oh, no, this is the
I'm so
order.
confused.
This is the order of everything that we learned from the first class. These are added on.
Nuh-uh, that wasn't added on.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
From first class.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Where's the end of it though? What do you want to accomplish?